My car's consuming way too much gas, and with today's gas prices, that's a pretty big issue. Well, in my last video, I showed you guys how to use a smoke tester to find a vacuum leak on one of these old Mercs. And we were able to find quite a bit of smoke coming out of these fuel injectors. Now, I don't know if the injectors have been replaced before. As far as I know, this car could still be running on the same injectors from 37 years ago. So instead of just replacing the rubber seals, I'll be replacing the injectors as well. These old Mercedes use what's known as a CIS fuel injection system. CIS standing for continuous injection system. Unlike modern electronic injectors which pulse fuel on and off, this system continuously sprays a fine mist of fuel while the engine is running. Now, these injectors are completely mechanical, and inside each one is a small mesh filter which acts as a final stage of filtration before the fuel enters the combustion chamber. Over time, these filters can get clogged up with contaminants, and because of the way they are designed, you can't really clean them. Now, you can try to run a fuel injector cleaner through the system and you will notice some temporary improvements, but like I said, they're temporary and they don't usually last very long. Now, as these injectors age, the internal springs and sealing surfaces also start to wear out. When that happens, the injectors might start leaking fuel into the engine when they're supposed to be closed, or they might also start atomizing unevenly. All that can lead to a rough idle, poor economy, hard starts, and even hesitation. So on these older CIS cars, the state of the injector plays a huge role on how the engine performs. Which is why in today's video, I'll be replacing them. But first, I'm gonna start by replacing the fuel filter, so let's get the car raised. And of course, always start by disconnecting the battery. The fuel filter is due roughly every 60,000 kilometers. I don't know when was the last time mine was replaced, so I'll be taking care of that today. This is just an extra step I'm taking so that I can prevent the new injectors from getting clogged up. Now, ideally, this video would have included a tutorial on how to replace the fuel filter, but my genius accidentally recorded the disassembly in time-lapse, so there goes all that work. So the old filter is out. Take a look. Not sure if it shows. This is nasty. This is absolutely disgusting. You can see the filtered side. At least that side's pretty clean. It's a good thing I replaced this. Moment of truth. I didn't plug the battery in. Okay, nothing seems to be leaking. Okay, let's try again. Everything seems to be good. I'm currently being suffocated, but it's okay, because my work has paid off. Now, I could be delusional, but the engine is running better. Everything's looking good. Car's running better than it was before. I'm just gonna put the plastic cover back on and then tackle the injectors. So it seems like what happened is the genius previous owner decided that one hole was not enough. He's just gonna drill a new hole every time he works on the fuel system. Based on that, we can tell that he worked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He touched this fuel system 5 times at least before deciding that he's gonna sell this car. And I'm the lucky guy who bought this car. Now with the fuel filter out the way, we can now replace the fuel injectors. Should be easy. Now with the airbox out the way, we have full access to the fuel injectors. Now I did notice a lot of corrosion, so I sprayed some penetrating oil and left them overnight. So first I'm just gonna try my best to clean these up from any loose debris because I don't want to round any of these bolts. But right off the bat, it's not looking too good for this one. This one looks like it's already been rounded. Hopefully it's not too much of a pain to remove. There's zero resistance. Okay, let me try to size up. Oh god, that's too big. I don't have half size sockets, so let's see if a 5.5 fits. Nope. I might be able to get away with using a Torx bit. No, this is just gonna spin. I guess I have no choice but to extract this. I've tried everything I can think of. I've tried all of these extraction tools. None of them worked. Canada sucks, man. Don't buy a Canadian project car. So it's been around 2 weeks since my last attempt at replacing the fuel injectors. I decided that I will not be sleeping today with the old injectors still in the car. These injectors are held in place by a bracket over here. Before removing the bracket, we're gonna want to loosen up the fuel lines. So I've just realized that I'm gonna have to move the wiring harness so I can get to some of these injectors. And that is an issue because these look terribly rounded. So this is gonna be very fun. Oh no! Oh no! So it seems that we have a lot of bolts stuck, but it's okay because I have a solution. So after trying everything I can think of, I felt like I had no more options, so I bought a welder. Well guys, I did everything I could, and unfortunately, that bolt stood no chance, bro. Look at this, I got it out. Never give up. Keep dreaming. Since yesterday, I've been able to remove 5 of the 6 bolts which are stuck. The one remaining, I'm gonna have to weld so that I can remove. So this is the last bolt which I'm gonna have to extract. Just to have more space, I'm gonna remove the idle air control. As you guys can see, I've removed the stuck bolts. This is pretty hardened up. And now when it comes to this, it should not be able to rotate like this. These are no longer produced by Mercedes. There's a Chinese brand which makes some, but they charge an insane amount for just a piece of plastic. So I'm just gonna try removing this, and I'll see if I get any luck. You would think that once you get to this point that it would just pull out, but it doesn't. Oh my god, you can see it's out. Now I have all 6 injectors out of the engine. I'm just gonna clean these very well and replace the O-rings, and then build the injectors and put everything back together. Now one thing which made these much easier to remove, I used this. I believe this is a spring remover for motorcycle engines. What I would do is I would just put it on the inside and gently hook onto these openings. Very gently. Pull upwards and out, trying my best not to damage the plastic. This helped a lot with these on the inside. They weren't exactly stuck in there. It's just a matter of getting a good grip, which is very difficult to do. The ones on the outside, those are just going to give you a massive headache even with this. So I'd recommend to be careful if you do decide to use this, because you really don't want to damage these. So here's how they look like after the cleaning. Nothing crazy, just better than they looked like before. Putting together the injector is a 2-part process. You have the injector as well as the sleeve or rubber grommet which goes in the sleeve. The injector comes like this. It's sealed so that no contaminants go inside from either side. And all you're gonna do is basically just put a tiny bit of oil around the outside, making sure not to get on the inside. And let's see. Yeah, it's pretty easy actually. It's not that hard. Do not connect the fuel lines first. If you connect the fuel lines, it's gonna make your life 20 times harder to actually tighten these. So I'm just gonna disconnect the fuel lines so I can actually tighten them properly. Okay, so everything should be back in place now. I'm just gonna connect the battery and hopefully nothing explodes. It's not gonna instantly start. It's probably gonna have to push the air out of the system first. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I don't want to burn the starter, so I'll just do like 3-second increments. So this whistling noise is no good. Okay, so what's the verdict? Well, when I started the car up, as you guys saw, I was revving up the engine, and for me, I know that it was revving much faster than it used to rev before. So the only thing left now is to take it out on a test drive to see if this was a total success. Let's go. The car is currently at operating temperature. Better. So final thoughts. Well, the car definitely feels much more powerful than it did before. However, it does still feel like it's lacking on torque. And I suspect the exhaust leak to be the culprit. Now, there's still a lot of work which needs to be done to this car before I'm satisfied, so be sure to stick around. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. And let's get to 100 subscribers so that I can get a haircut. Well, my camera just died, so bye-bye.